speaking about. I want to teach you, when you go through this confusion, what you are supposed to do. Hallelujah. So I said, number one, it is a feeling of death. Number two, it is a feeling of separation from God. If a plant is not connected, or if a branch is not connected, or if it is not grafted to the vine, it will die, that connection. Yes, it may look, it may look like it is alive, but deep down, the plant knows that it is dead. Let's take a look at the decomposition of a person, of a human being, in the first 3 days. Remember, the first day, oh my God, let's take a look at the story of Lazarus. So Jesus had to wait until the 4th day when the stinking began to happen, right? The first 3 days, a person does not smell that much. They look like they are alive. They smell like they are alive, but they are dead. They don't have connection to the light. They don't have connection to the life. And this is why I had to go back to the book of John, chapter 1, for us to understand that life and light are connected. Oh my God. Hallelujah. So, what is this feeling? This feeling it is only something that it is a feeling of death inside. It is also a feeling of separation from God. When you are feeling this separation from God, let's now take a look at Jonah when he was swallowed by the whale. Jonah prays a prayer there in chapter number 2. Jonah speaks out and say, life is fading away. Oh my God. There are times when you get this sign that Jonah got, and you are fading away. Yes, you are yourself. You are alive, but you are feeling this disconnection from God. You are fading away, and it feels like water is engulfing you up, and seaweed is wrapping. Again, I want to talk about that confusion. When you start feeling, knowing, or getting this feeling of confusion in your mind. Jonah speaks about the seaweed wrapping around his head. So wrapping around his head, closing his eyes and confusing him. Right. And what should happen at this time when you have that feeling? Okay. So the text of our teaching today was Matthew chapter 12 from verses 38 up to verse number 42, and it talks about Jesus saying, you will not get a sign from me, you Pharisees and you Sadducees, but the only thing that you will get is the sign of Jonah. And which is this sign that we get? As a prophetic people, we must understand that from time to time we get the sign of Jonah. Most of the time, what would have happened, we would be in rebellion. It will be when we are in rebellion, when God has explicitly told us to do something and we are in rebellion, we now have this feeling of shawl. In Jonah chapter 2, Jonah talks about shawl. Maybe let's go to that chapter number 2 in Jonah, so that we can see and hear what he says about shawl. Right. So verse number 6 in Jonah chapter 6 says, I sank to the foundation of the mountains, and the earth's gates shut behind me forever. Then you raised my life from the pit, O Lord. Now this is a feeling of separation from God. So whenever you feel like you are in hell, so hell in a symbolic way, not, I don't want to talk about perhaps the lack of fire, but I want to talk about Sheol, which is a place of death. When